Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. AITA for telling a friend he shouldn't get a job in a field he wants and that his attitude is horrible. I, F27, am a librarian at an inner city location. One of the most fundamental parts of the library is that it is for everyone, the CEO to the janitor. Anyone is welcome. In my location that does mean we will get homeless people. That is fine. If they are causing a disturbance they will be asked to leave just like anyone else, but otherwise come on in. My area also has an opioid problem, and the library will see overdoses every once in a while. I have administered naloxone twice in the 3 years at my job. We do community outreach to try and combat this. One of my friends has recently expressed interest in becoming a librarian. I was telling him all about school. Master's degrees are becoming more and more required. It was for me, jobs, etc., and how the library has become a real community resource for those in need the past few decades. He asked what I meant by that and I told him pretty much what I said above. He said that that's disgusting and that he wouldn't allow people like that to come into the library, and that the library should be for good people only. I was shocked. I've never known this side of my friend. I bluntly told him that if that's how he thinks, the job isn't for him and that his attitude was a horrible one to have. Well, he blew up at me and then made some vague statements on social media about people who try and ruin your goals. A mutual friend reached out and said I was being rude. I really don't think I was in the wrong here. Honestly, I feel crazy. Was I wrong to tell him that? AITA. Edit. He's especially interested in being a public librarian. Second edit. I've been getting a lot of comments and messages on this. Yes, many librarians have master's degrees, and most positions will require you to have one. My specific master's is in archive preservation, but I made the switch because I wanted to work with the public. Librarians do much more than checking out materials or telling a 7-year-old where the magic treehouse books are. You do budgeting, research, program development, teach classes, 1,000,001 other things. Children's librarians do even more. There is nitty-gritty stuff here. It is a professional field. Final edit. Please stop messaging me for my location. I'm on the Upper East Coast of the States. That's all I feel comfortable saying. Another edit. It appears people think I condone drug use in the library. I do not. If you are found doing drugs you are banned. I am prepared for the side effects of doing drugs, namely an overdose. NTA. Fellow librarian here, as libraries have to fight more and more to prove they are relevant, the social and community service aspect is only going to grow. I remember we had some readings discussing programs where social workers were being integrated into libraries. If this is his outlook, public librarianship is probably not for him. Corporate or government might be an option, but library jobs are hard to get these days. NTA. He'd be the kind of librarian that turns people off from going to libraries by letting the power of it get to his head. Oh, he definitely would, and that small percentage is just the worst, especially when they turn kids off of the library. Notar. When I was homeless the library was a godsend just for daytime shelter. One of the only free inside spaces for people to enjoy. Libraries are so helpful for so many people. And I'm glad they helped you out when you were experiencing homelessness, and sounds like you are in a better spot now. NTA. Crap attitudes don't get you anywhere in life. Sucks that he can't see that. His attitude and statement were so upsetting. I had no clue that type of ideal was in him. Pretty sure I'm done with the friendship. AITA. For being offended that my daughter called me ugly. This isn't a big deal, but I feel like I'm going crazy over it. Yesterday at dinner, my daughter, 15F, was telling my wife, 40F, and I, 45 meters, about a guy she likes in school and she thinks he likes her back. My wife and I were happy for her and I would support her liking anyone that treats her right and makes her happy. She was telling us how he's smart, funny, and has a great six-pack. I'm used to the girl talk. My wife laughed and said something along the lines of, as long as he's a good person. My daughter replied, well yeah, but looks are also important. I don't want to end up with someone like daddy. I asked her what she meant by that. I don't remember her exact words, but it was along the lines of that I'm round, bald and short. There was no immediate just kidding from her. I told her that that wasn't a nice thing to say to and that she should apologize. Before she said anything though, my wife chimed in teasing that guys were always so sensitive. My daughter laughed. I usually would immediately address this kind of situation, but I was pretty upset and didn't want to scream or cry. I know that's so lame. I stayed mostly silent for the rest of dinner. A bit of background, I've recently been feeling more self-conscious. I'm not ugly, even if I was. I have other qualities to make up for it. And I know that my wife adores me, but I've definitely noticeably gained some weight and lost some hair. My wife is as stunning and youthful as the day I met her, and my daughter is the spitting image of her. However, I have a feeling that if my daughter insulted her appearance, she would be very offended and expect me to back her up. Before bed, I addressed the issue with my wife. I explained that it hurt my feelings, that I want to teach my daughter to be kind to others, and that it would mean a lot if we could both talk to my daughter about why saying that was not right. My wife didn't take me seriously at all. Among the things she said was that the best way to make someone stop teasing you is to ignore it. I don't want to treat my daughter like a middle school bully. And that she, my wife, was also materialistic at that age but grew out of it on her own. She also said that I was asking for it by asking her what she meant. I told my wife that I was disappointed in her and I would be talking to my daughter alone when she comes home from school today. I plan on talking to my daughter today, both because I'm still offended and I really don't want her to say that to anyone else. I don't plan on punishing her, just having an honest conversation and seeing where it goes. Nonetheless, I'm partially wondering if I'm the asshole for escalating the situation since it's a one-off occurrence. NTA, it's a huge problem when we tell men/boys that they're being too sensitive when someone makes hurtful comments. Your wife's behavior is really disappointing and I think sitting your daughter down and explaining that she upset you is an excellent idea. Totally NTA. What your daughter said was totally rude and uncalled for. And your wife shouldn't be so okay with her saying that either. NTA. Your wife needs to have your back. Your daughter was just being a dumb teenage girl and obviously wouldn't find a middle-aged man attractive, so I wouldn't take it too personally. But I agree you should speak to her so she understands words can hurt. Yeah. The daughter is just a teenager. What is the wife's excuse? That she's just mean? NTA, even if she was joking, that's a behavior that needs to be put to rest before she starts talking about others that way. Regardless of how someone looks, it's not right to judge them solely on that. AITA for cooking Indian food as a non-Indian. I'm a 22-year-old white guy. Growing up, I had a best friend in school, Jay, who was from India. I frequently went over to his house and his mom served us amazing North Indian food, not just the stuff you find in restaurants, but authentic food she prepared from spices she got from India. Jay and I are still friends, but we live in different states now. Over time, I've picked up some Indian recipes like butter chicken, biryani, etc. I tend to cook by myself and if I have time, I make Indian food. Recently a guy moved in with me, he's from college and I know him well. His girlfriend also tends to hang out in our apartment. Yesterday I was making biryani, this amazing dish with rice and spicy chicken, and the girlfriend asked me what I was making. I explained her about biryani and how it's one of the very popular Indian dishes. She was apparently pissed for some reason. She didn't say anything then but later came up to me and told me that she wasn't comfortable that I was blatantly appropriating Indian culture. I told her that I have an Indian best friend and he actually approves of my cooking, but she wasn't convinced. She said that she trusts her beliefs and that she won't engage with me any further. So, this is ridiculous. But AITA, I want to prove a point. Also, she's white too. NTA. The girlfriend is a moron. Tell her she's a monster next time she makes tacos or orders in Chinese food. NTA. I mean non-Mexican people can make tacos and non-Italian people can make pasta, right? What does this girl even eat? If I had to live solely on the cuisine of my country of origin, I'd be incredibly depressed. NTA. How does she feel about making tacos? Lasagna, shepherd's pie, schnitzels? Which cultures is it okay to appropriate from, and which isn't it? Sounds like she's one of those people who just needs to always be outraged about something. Oh please, can you imagine if we Italians got offended every time somebody cooks pasta or pizza? NTA.